Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the Daily Scan for Wednesday, September 10th, 2014. Okay, yesterday's JOLTS reports, which is job openings and something else, their observation of the number was, jobs openings, this report makes the economy look sluggish. And sluggish it is. That's because it's run by the government, the economy overall. However, the stock market is run by the elite. And we're just going to play along with them. Okay, EIA Petroleum Status Report for today, and that's about it. Overseas, Asia, mostly bearish. One slightly bullish one here, but for the most part, it's down. And pretty solidly. Europe, totally bearish across the board. Not too bad. I would use the word sluggish there as well. Okay, here, the futures here were down just a tad. Overnight, gold is up $6.20, and oil is almost at $93 at 92.97, up 22 overnight. Yesterday, BIDU and RUT. You can see I have negative delta here. So we're looking at bear calls on both of these, and we'll check them out as we go through our A+ list. We'll start right off with Apple. We don't want to waste any time today, because time is valuable. And the big iPhone 6 announcement yesterday. Whoa, big, huge swing on Apple. Still, for the most part, continuing in its current correction or pullback or whatever you might want to call it. Even though we got signals here to enter, I'm not going in on Apple. There's no way. Let's check the prices right now. Yesterday it closed at $97.99. We're looking at a gap down at the open here. Midpoint here would be about $97.60 approximately. So that's probably where it's going to open. It closed at $97.99, and we're going to open down here probably today for current trend, or the current prices continue. Let's look at Amazon. And we're going to type here today and see if we get a crash or not. Ooh, Amazon not looking real pretty here either. Pretty bearish looking. What would we do here? Well, we're just gonna have to wait and see. There's a good possibility that there's a 20 delta in our future here. If we would throw a target in here, we'll make that yellow to show it as a 20 delta, mainly because here's the reason why we're doing a 20 delta. Both of our moving averages are relatively flat, and they have converged and they're riding together. So there's very little volatility, very little price movement, very little range in the bars from open to close and from day to day, except for this one. So now we got some IV entering here. So we're at 22%. And that's 22% of the normal range for the last year, 365 days on the daily chart, or 300 and I don't know what it is, 20, something like that, with not counting weekends and holidays. All right. So we would be looking for a 20 delta here. There's not enough momentum down here to do a 50 delta. I like to see momentum. It's okay if it's at zero, if it's coming from, a 5 or a 6 or something like that, but like it did back here, it's heading towards zero. and then it's just flattened out. This is nice. This is greater than 10. We like that. Those are trading opportunities for 50 delta trades, but when it's flat like this, moving averages have converged and they're relatively flat, and price action ranges for the days is very, very small. You don't want to take a 50 delta on those because you need it to move away from your price, and there's just no movement in here, and you don't know which way it's going to move. So we started doing the 20 deltas. So on this one we have a yellow egg. It's not a target, it's an egg. And let's move on to our newest entry, Boeing. And Boeing we just threw in this week, so we're going to keep an eye on it to see what it is doing. If we have a similar situation here, moving average flattened out. We're going to see if the MACD is going to start riding the zero line or playing around with it a little above, a little below. I'd like to see it move a little bit anyway. So we're just going to sit back and we're going to watch this one for a while. BIDU, got in on this one. This was a 50 delta. Just because BIDU has been moving quite a bit. It's got some pretty decent price action ranges on the bars, and it was pretty flat along here, but now we have kind of a big pop here and then on the MACD, and then it's swinging back down, heading down below zero. So we got in with a 50 delta there. We collected $1 credit on that particular trade. Now it is contrary to the rules because we are in an uptrend, but we've been following this channel here, and it did peak out at the channel and then it started to pull back, so we're looking for a move down here, and we're only going to be in this for today or tomorrow. Probably be out tomorrow. Remember the feeling that I have in the back of my neck about 9/11. So maybe the market is generally, as a rule, feeling it too, so let's take advantage of it. Okay, Chipotle. Definitely trading in a range. Took a huge hit yesterday afternoon. Dropped out of its channel. Oh, well, so much for my theory, I guess. I'll be back. Okay, I believe that we were on Chipotle and we were talking about this this mistake over here. It's not a mistake, but this huge bar at the end of the day. There might be something in their news. Let's see here. Olive Garden's never-ending pasta. Yeah, there's so much talk about that yesterday. Here we go. Kramer's Mad Desk. McDonald Chan. Okay. Kramer 99 technical updates. It would have been later in the day, so I don't know what. I don't know what's going on here. Big Mac or burrito. Maybe somebody should watch that. I'm not going to watch that. I think the man's a little. I think he's a mad genius, is what I think he is. Jim Cramer, yeah. Okay, so we want to show this expiration here, and we dropped out of our channel. I think that maybe we can edit this just a tad here. Bring that around here and make it look a little bit more. Yeah. Just make it look a little bit more like that. How's that? So now we haven't dropped out of the channel. We would like to see it get below this low here, though. before we change our opinion about Chipotle after all these years. It's been climbing and climbing and climbing. Here we had just a momentary pullback, but then we had this huge gap up at their earnings. Yeah, they have pretty decent earnings. Okay, let's go to Costco, since apparently doesn't care if I toggle back and forth, or if I type in the symbol, it's still going to crash on me when it decides it wants to crash. So Costco, we have a target set down here. That's good. We'll probably wait until next week before it hits that. Looking at the Dow, our double top is still holding here. This is the only one that has such a plain, actually obvious double top here out of the major indexes that I've seen anyway. So this might be something to watch as a signal for everybody else. So if this starts to drop back down, especially if it goes below this point here at 163 or 16,000 whatever, that would be a big deal. We're not going to look at gold. Let's go take a look at Google. A nice pullback on them. We are looking for something to move into our target area here. I'm not sure if this is going to continue or not. Remember, not looking for any bullish trades right now anyway. LinkedIn still marching in a very orderly fashion. IV percentile is 7, very, very low. Should get rid of a couple of these. It's not giving us an opportunity to get in, and it's frustrating when that happens. But that's something, you just kind of learn to live with, I guess. And you just be patient and wait for things to come to you. Don't try to force. All right, NDX, I'm glad we didn't get in on a 20 delta here, although it may still be okay. And it looks like everything's coming back here. If we were to take a quick look at the futures, things are moving back up again. All right, Netflix. We were looking for. I'm not looking for this anymore because this is a 9/11 trade here, so I'm going to take this off of here. And in reality, we are looking for a 50 delta down here. If we can just get this to just punch up above this 70 line here, that would be great. All right, price line. We probably have done our trades for this week. We definitely are looking for a 50 delta on price line. You could probably throw a dart at this anywhere and get in with a bear call trade, credit spread, and score on that. Russell, we did the trade yesterday. This is a 20 delta. Did this one just a tad different though. This one has a $10 spread. What I did was I went a little bit further out of the money and did a $10 spread to kind of make up for it. So that's a $1.20 credit out of $10 spread. So that's probably with accounting for the credit, we're probably talking about a 7-to-1 risk reward. Let's take a look at it on Analyze tab. See the risk profile here. We're risking $3,500. Let's take this one out of there because it's not quite that much. $2,600 to make $360. And we're almost halfway there. Almost halfway. So provided we don't get a pop in volatility, we may be able to get out of this one tomorrow. Maybe even today. I doubt it if it'll happen today. Let's advance this one day. And we would be at 193 in theory. And if we waited That would be for the end of today, and the end of tomorrow we'd be at 229. I would probably take either one of those numbers. Alright, let's take, are we done with that one? Yeah, I think this should work out pretty well. And we got in on it on this candle. Okay, I think that's it for that one. Let's go to SPX, or the S&P 500. A little bit of a roll over here. We don't have a double top here. It would be nice if we have a tidy little pullback like this one. This was a 9/11 trade also, so that's not really valid. But we would be looking for, well, I'm not doing it. I would put a target down here, but it's too soon because it may just hook back up today, so I'm not interested in doing any bullish trades this week. I'm looking for bear opportunities, and Tesla failed. Well, it didn't really get down to where we need it, so we're still waiting for that one. We drag that over quite a bit to there into next week. And last but not least is Visa. We're about at the 16-minute mark. I was looking for an opportunity for a bear trade here. I still am. We didn't get a hook in the proper direction here. But I think I'm done trading for this week. I will record this one as a possible trade today, but I'm not doing it. So if you guys want to do it, that's fine with me. Alright, one last thing I wanted to take a look at here was ES. I want to let you know I put a couple of alerts in. I have one at 1975, which is this point of resistance. We'll see if that turns out to be support or not. And then one, this is a panic one at 1900, which is below the last low on the weekly chart. So if we look over here on a daily chart, it's pretty much the lowest, close to the lowest day. I picked 1900 because it's a big psychological level. And if we break through that, we may be going down to the next point, which would be around 1874, 1870, for the next level of support after that, or the 50. Could be the 50. This would be the 50-week moving average. So anyway, I just thought I'd let you know that I threw those alerts in there. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day and happy trading.